The United States has laid out the conditions it expects Canada to meet during the review of their key free trade deal. Conditions the U.S. Trade Representative says must be met in order to keep CUSMA for the long term. CBC's JP Tasker has more on this from Washington. Good evening, JP. What is the Trump administration saying it wants to see from Canada?
Yeah, U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer is laying out publicly for the first time what the administration wants Canada to do to keep CUSMA for the long term. And a lot of it comes down to booze, milk, and cheese. The ongoing provincial ban on American liquor has really hit a nerve here in Washington. American liquor sales in Canada have plummeted, as you know. They're down 60 to 70%. That blockade has been hugely impactful, and the Americans are now demanding some relief. Greer wants to see that boycott lifted before the U.S. agrees to renew CUSMA when it comes up for a review next year. That's not all he wants, of course. He's also calling for changes to Canada's supply management system that protects the domestic dairy industry. That has been a long-time irritant for the president. Canada has made clear, dismantling it in its entirety is a non-starter, but maybe there could be tweaks to how some of the tariffs, the tariff quotas, as they're called, are allocated. Greer is not prescriptive in the letter that he released to Congress yesterday, but he does want to see some changes to supply management. He made clear that the administration is expecting more tariff-free access for U.S. dairy products. Greer is also taking aim at the Online Streaming Act and the Online News Act. Of course, those Trudeau-era laws that American tech giants really don't like. The administration is calling them discriminatory. And lastly, Greer wants to make some changes to make it easier for American companies to bid on procurement projects. There's been some provinces that have thrown up some barriers in recent months since Trump went ahead with his tariffs. They want to see those gone. So the good news for Canada is that none of these are surprising. None of these demands are going to catch anybody off guard. Trump's been griping about dairy imports for a decade or